Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Charmin. I post skincare and sometimes makeup videos on my channel. I created this channel to basically act kind of like a guinea pig for people with my skin tone, and to basically chronicle my journey with getting rid of my hyperpigmentation and melasma. So if you're interested in this type of content, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm going to be reviewing and demoing the Purito Comfy Water Sunblock SPF PA++++, and the Hada Laba UV Gel SPF 50 PA++++. So the Hada Laba one, is a chemical sunscreen. It's only chemical, so it's not going to leave a white cast. And the Purito one is a all mineral sunscreen. So I'm going to be showing you what the correct amount looks like on my skin and if it leaves a cast. So a lot of people on YouTube, especially even some that are like people of color, will not use enough sunscreen to demo it, or they'll demo it on their hand. Now my hand is pretty smooth. It does not have melasma. It doesn't have any spots, so I don't really care to see how it looks on your hand. I want to see what it looks like on your face. So I'm going to be showing you what it looks like on my skin. So I don't know if you can see, I have some hyperpigmentation, some acne scars on my forehead. I have melasma. I'll first talk about the Hada Laba UV gel, and then I'll go ahead and talk about the Purito sunscreen. So if you're only interested in the Purito sunscreen, skip forward to, I'll leave a timestamp on the down below in the video. So this, as I said, is a chemical only filter. It has, even though it has only chemical filters, it has the highest UV protection available. So Asian sunscreens, if you don't already know, have better UV filters for chemical sunscreens than the US does. So basically, they're more stable and they offer greater protection. So this PA system, it basically tells you what the UVA rays coverage is going to be. So the UVA rays are the ones that worsen your melasma and hyperpigmentation and cause aging basically. So this offers the highest. It's 4 pluses, which means it's the best. All right, so I'm going to be wearing this basically on my skin. I'll show you what it looks like. Sunscreen actually feels like a moisturizer, but I've been using it for I think like 3 months, or I've been trying to use it for about 3 months. I don't use it every day because now mostly I use mineral sunscreens on my skin whenever I go out, but I'll use this sometimes when I'm home indoors and the sunlight isn't so bad. But it feels like a moisturizer. It feels really smooth on your skin. I'm using retinol, prescription retinol, and I'm also getting chemical peels done on my skin, so this never stings or hurts on my skin tone, on my skin, like other chemical sunscreens do. All right, so there you go. This is one application. I'm gonna put a little bit more around areas where I have melasma. Right, so right off the bat, as you can see, my skin looks really moisturized, not overly oily. I have oily skin, so pretty much anything that I put on my skin, 2 or 3 hours later will look oily. But this one actually dries down completely. After a couple of minutes. I think it's the alcohol in here that makes makes the skin just appear like totally matte. If you have oily skin, I think you'll really like this sunscreen. If you're looking for one that's not a mineral sunscreen, it doesn't leave a white cast, and you don't suffer from like melasma or hyperpigmentation of any kind, I would recommend you try this out. again, you just have to make sure that you're using the correct amount of sunscreen no matter what you're applying. So chemical sunscreens basically absorb the UV rays on your skin, and that's how they protect your skin. Whereas physical sunscreens, they block any UV rays that are on your skin. For both, you have to make sure that you're applying enough on your skin. Next up is the Purito Comfy Water Sunblock SPF 50 PA++++. So this is a physical only sunscreen. There are no chemical filters in this sunscreen. It's supposed to be 70% water, and it's supposed to be very good for oily skin. So I've been using this for about, I think 2 weeks now. I'm probably almost out. I think I'm like halfway out of the sunscreen. But that's the thing with sunscreens. Like they really shouldn't be lasting you very long. Like this is, I think, a 2-ounce tube of sunscreen. It'll probably last me like a month or a month and a half maybe if I use it every single day religiously. But this is a physical only sunscreen. Now I'm going to be showing you how much the correct amount is. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon little thingy-majiggy I have here. This is the recommended amount for your face. Now, if you're using the sunscreen on your face and neck, I think the recommended amount is like 1/2 teaspoon. But this is 1.25 mils. And I'm going to basically fill this little guy up here all the way to the top to show you how much sunscreen you're really supposed to be using on your skin. So this is filled up all the way to the top. It's kind of starting to fall, but that's how much sunscreen you're supposed to be using. That's a hell lot of sunscreen. That's why I'm saying that like any sunscreen tube, like it really should not be lasting you very long at all if you're using the correct amount. So that's a 1/4 teaspoon of sunscreen. So it's 1.25 mls. All right, that's how much. So I'm going to be applying this all over my face. All right, so I think I don't want to work it in too much because I don't want the protection to basically disappear. But this is what I look like with the Purito sunscreen when I apply the correct amount. I know that, you know, there are people like how much sunscreen you actually scientifically need depends on like the, you know, like the dimensions of your face and all that. But I'm not going to do all of that. I don't have time to do all of that to figure out the correct amount. The recommended amount is 1/4 teaspoon. So if you're applying that, you know, you're safe. Now, this is the Purito sunscreen with the 1/4 teaspoon of sunscreen on my face. So as you can see, it does leave a slight cast when you're using the appropriate amount. If you're using less than the 1/4 teaspoon, it's not going to leave any at all a white cast if you're my skin tone. But if you, I don't know if you can see, so like this is my neck and this is my face. So that's what my actual skin tone looks like. That's what the sunscreen looks like. And then for reference, here's my hand, and then that's my face. So I used the correct amount on my skin, and it left a slight white cast on my skin tone. Sunscreen I actually do like the sunscreen. The issue that I know a lot of people have, including me, is that it pills. It pills like crazy. which is why you really have to work fast with the sunscreen. So immediately after you apply it, you have to rub it into your face and work it in as fast as possible, because if it dries on your skin and you're trying to work it in, it's going to start pilling. So you're basically removing some of the coverage that is in here. But I feel like this is, otherwise, like, the claims are accurate. Like, it's a very light texture. It's actually perfect for oily skin. So as you can see, even if it leaves like a slight white cast, it's actually probably the most natural white cast that I've had from any sunscreens. And it's really good for oily skin. I have an oily skin type, and it doesn't leave like my skin shiny or oily at all. It actually mattifies my skin. So when I'm working out, I actually use this sunscreen because it's not waterproof by any means, but it doesn't sweat off my skin as easily as like something more moisturizing does. So I actually do like the sunscreen. The issue again is the pilling issue. You just have to be really, really careful to work it into your skin as soon as possible, as fast as possible, to get rid of the pilling issue. You will have some pilling most likely if you're reapplying it. So when I reapplied this in like my second application or my third application, it definitely pills. And it's worse when, like, for example, my skin is peeling because of retin-A. And I think it's actually one of the better values because it's around $15 for 2 ounces. So it's not as expensive as like some of the other sunscreens I've tried, like the coats and all of those, like the coats and even like the CeraVe one. But don't mind going out like this, and because my face is covered by a mask anyway, it's not really noticeable. It has like silica in it, which is supposed to be good for sensitive skin. So my skin is pretty sensitive right now because I've been getting chemical peels on my skin, and I don't find any stinging or burning on my skin with this sunblock when I'm using it. So it's, I like it. I would recommend it if you're looking for a good sunscreen that's good for oily skin and you're around my skin tone. I think this is a good option. Yeah, so I would check this out. Those are my thoughts on the Purito sunscreen and the Hada Laba sunscreen. So if you have tried these sunscreens, let me know what your thoughts are down below, and if you also suffer from like this pilling issue that the Purito one has. If you like the demo, then please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. I post every week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.